Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The JK Effect. A real-life diary of a madman.
It's time for the JK Effect. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Oh, 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 oh. It's time for the JK Effect. Oh, 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 oh. Come on.
Well, top of the day, everybody. My name is DK. You know, I don't know about you, but I've been really struggling with this cold weather, these winter blues, the ice on the side roads and the snow and the ice, and oh my Lord, I just want to get outside. It's covered the deck. You know, I just want to get outside, even if it gets up to like 40, and it's supposed to be. This week, we're supposed to be, there's been a few days that have trended in the right direction, and we're supposed to be heading that way. I think we're almost out of this. I've been using the Warrior like crazy to snap me out of these, you know, momentary blues. So it's not a good place to be, obviously. Have you guys been enjoying your Warrior, or is he coming handy? I got news for you. There's 3 more archetypes, they call them. And it's not just the Warrior. I just threw that in last week. We'll get into that a little more at a later date. So the Olympics are going on. We got the men's hockey just started. The women's hockey's going. All your favorite events. Bad accident in the skiing over the weekend. Lindsay Lohan broke her leg, and she was lying there screaming, and they had to airlift her out of there. Poor thing. And then, of course, we had the Super Bowl at my place. Wasn't a big fiesta, but always chili, pizza, wings, other things to nibble on. So off to the workouts. I went the following day. I personally was not a fan of that halftime show. I felt like he, and forgive me for this, but I felt like he was mumbling in Spanish, like listening to a Joe Biden speech. Anyhow, onward and upward we go. This week, before we get into the new story, I'm going to answer a few questions. Completely honored about that. So the first one, and this one's kind of ongoing, and we'll get to it, as things progress. But can you give us an update on your progress? Well, if you've been following the show, you know how I started, unable to do anything, told by that it was going to be long and hard, and I got out there quicker than I thought. It's still been very long and very hard. Progress, I think, is 300%, even though, it's not moving quick enough for me. But I keep telling myself, you're doing good, you're doing good. Think small victories, right? Like one exercise you couldn't do one day, and a couple days later, you're doing it. That's progress. Progress is good. So basically, where did I leave off? I guess I was telling you that I wasn't supposed to walk around the house. Well, I'm walking around the house, into the kitchen, into the bathroom, showering myself, got that chair, but I'm testing myself, and I'm standing up, and I'm doing okay. It's just when I stand up, I still like having something close to hold on to, just in case, right? And the exercise is going well. We'll get into that in just a minute. Yeah, I'm cooking like I used to, doing the stairs, all that good stuff. Lots of mental health stuff that I'll elaborate on. Lots of books on the go, lots of, meditations, stuff like that. to enhance it. And of course, the show is therapy as well, I guess. So yeah, we're moving in the right direction, kids. The big hurdle is for everything to melt once and for all, so I can get outside and even walk around the block. Just get outside. So that's the hurdles, and that's the progress in a nutshell. The other one was, can you tell us about your exercise routine? Yeah. What started as sitting exercises, mainly stretches, a little bit of very light upper body, has evolved to standing most of the time. I still sit for some of the weights, but I've upped the weights from like 3 pounds to 10 on most days. And I'm wearing leg weights now, which I wasn't before. And my physiotherapist just introduced where I, when I'm doing the exercise, I'm holding the leg or the arm in place for 3 to 5 seconds, and that's caused me some duress. I'm still having a lot of trouble with my knees. I've got to go out and get some kind of a brace or something constrictive just to stop the knee pain. And obviously my muscles hurt when I'm done, but it's all for the good. We fight through it. We put on some Voltaren, and away we go. So one last thing, also on the progress, I am going to my internist and my family doctor again. So I hope to have some updates on the echocardiogram and the heart monitor and the ultrasound on the abdomen. So updates to follow. I'll surely let you know. Thanks for your questions, but we got to move in to the meat and potatoes.
JK Rowling. Do you know anyone who's richer than the Queen of England? It's no other than JK Rowling, the famous author of the series Harry Potter, having a net worth that's over $1 billion. No, she wasn't born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She's no better than you during her early years. In fact, there was a time that she lived in an Edinburgh apartment that was greatly infested with rats. She's a single mother who struggled just to make ends meet. Basically, you could say that her life was very miserable. Being unemployed, she even had to juggle between a baby and her typewriter when she was writing her first book. Moreover, she didn't even have the privilege to do this in the comforts of her home, but in a cafe. Even the series that we love today? The first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, faced 12 rejections before it managed to become a successful hit. However, her determination took her from rags to riches. She's a great example that anyone could attain great success even against all odds.
Coming soon to the DK Effect, a new series with interviews with people from around the globe, telling their personal stories of disability, injury, or sickness recovery, overcoming and dealing with mental health, and how they are dealing with recovery. Stay tuned for updates. You won't want to miss this.
A new story. Okay, so last week at the end of the show, I gave you some homework. Whether or not you chose to do that is entirely up to you. I did, and the news story this week, like everything else we do, is going to be based on my news story. I want you to keep in mind that everything I do, everything I'm sharing, I've either read or I've gotten in a seminar, and I'm working through this stuff as well, and I'm just sharing it with you, in case you want to do it as well. So let's talk about the news story. We clarified, and I want to do it again, that your old story is not necessarily bad. Maybe it is, but your new story is going to be judged on progress and new goals and stretching things a little further. And that's how we grow, and that's how we get better as people, and our mental state gets better. So I'm just going to give you the steps to create a new story, and then I'm going to give an example of what I'm going through. So first thing you want to do is identify the limitations. So whatever, once you've pictured your new story, if there's any limitations in the past that are stopping you from these goals, you want to identify them. The specific story you tell yourself that keeps you stuck. Then you want to adopt that empowering narrative, replacing it with a story that's focused on growth, such as, and this is a good example, you might want to write this down, past challenges have prepared me for this. You got to change your physiology. You want to shift your physical state, your breathing, your movement, maybe that warrior, to support your new confident mindset. Remember, it's not just what you're telling yourself. It's not just those self-conversations. You want to get the physiology and movement is, you want to get in that right state to practice this. And then you want to take immediate action. Reinforce the new story with action as decisions become real when followed through. So that's basically the new story guideline in a caption. So let's use me for an example because it's the only story I know. So you know where I started. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand up. I was in a wheelchair. I didn't know where I was going. Absolute rock bottom. I even had one nurse tell me that it would be a very, very long time before I went home, if I went home at all. Wrong thing to tell me. Now, as I searched myself, like probably a lot of you, I had a lot of good things in my old story that I will never trade in or get rid of. Not a chance. But there were little blips along the way. I can't really recall any offhand. I should have taken more notes, but I want to take them. I want to use them. What's inhibiting me from growing even more? And I want to take those as lessons and move them forward. So in the steps, they talked about goals. Now, here's something very important I want to share with you. Your goal in the new story may be to drive a race car, climb Mount Everest, learn how to cook, whatever it might be. So mine, for example, are I want to function as closely as possible to the limitations I had before, if not better. So I want to walk without assistance. I want to be totally self-sufficient so I don't need to rely on people like I am right now for things like taking me to appointments or, anytime I want to go somewhere. I want to be more charitable. I've said it before. I've always been charitable, but I want to take it to a new level. And then, even though I'm retired now, I want to find some form of work. Obviously, I'll never do what I was doing before, but something where, again, I'm contributing, getting out, mixing with people, yada, yada, yada. So let's look at that. So those are the Those are the big goals. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but when you sit and you look at the big goals, they're pretty daunting. They're pretty intimidating, depending on what your big goal is. Yes? So what you do, this is what I'm doing, is you break it down by little goals along the way. So whether you want to write it down or commit it to memory, I write down because I've got so many things going on in my head. It doesn't work. So anyway, you want to take the big goals and you want to say, what steps do I need to make to get there? For instance, becoming more independent and also, well, let's start there. Let's start with becoming more independent. I want to get behind the wheel and drive. So there's a smaller goal. What do I need to get behind the wheel and drive? I need to get outside. I need to get walking. Walking will improve my circulation, and I will. I won't feel nervous pressing the brake and wondering if my leg is going to fail, or the gas. I'm going to practice. I need to practice a little bit. It's been about 3 months now. Maybe I'll hop in and it'll be like that old saying, riding a bike. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'll have to get my confidence back. So I'm going to need to do that. Like I said, the walking is going to be a big part of it because I'm mastering all these other things with my exercises and my therapy. You know, from what I read, walking is the best thing. It's going to improve my circulation, so I won't have tingly feet or, that sort of thing. And I'm going to get some knee braces to help with the pain in the knee when I'm exercising or walking. I'm going to start the walking with the walker, and eventually I'd like to be able to walk around the block or go to a track and do a few laps without the walker. Maybe I'm using a cane as a small goal. But you see what I'm saying? You've got all these small goals, and you're going to, check them off the list, the magic to-do list. You're going to check them off the list, and, eventually you're going to hit that new goal. Then you're going to start all over again because you got to constantly keep going, keep growing. And that's the trick of it. So that's the example for today. We only have limited amount of time, but we'll keep checking in on this. We'll go back to it. So that's it for today for that segment. I'll be back in just a minute to send you on your way.
Saving lives is what we do.
Please continue CPR.
But we're also working to prevent emergencies.
I didn't know I had a problem, but the screening by the Heart Institute, it saved my life.
That's why we're on a mission to screen 1 million Canadian hearts to transform care for you and all the hearts in your world.
To support prevention, groundbreaking research, and innovative patient care, learn more at februaryisheartmonth.ca.
Back over to you, Dicker. 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 Back over to you, Dicker.
Okay, so just before I send you off, and I hope you have a great week, great days, keep yourself in the right state. I can't tell you enough how important the webpage at www.thedkeffect.ca is, because things that we talk about, I only have a little bit of time to kind of skim the surface, let's say. We're putting up articles to back this stuff up that gives you a lot more information and a lot more to enhance, I guess is what I'm trying to say, what you're going through. I don't know about you, but I'm struggling with these 2 monthly charitable challenges. The 50-kilometer walk. I'm walking around a living room, so I'm way off target. Same as the push-ups. I'm a little bit better there for the push-up challenge, but I'm doing them against a wall. So take that into effect. But what I've done is taken that from a negative and said, hey, at least I'm participating. At least I'm trying. And that's a small goal, right? Well, maybe eventually get better at it. And last but not least, next week, get ready for this one, 5 to Thrive. That's right, 5 to Thrive. Will be our segment, Something New. I'll give you updates on the doctors and maybe some other stuff. We'll see. Until next time, be good to each other. Smile at a stranger. Keep moving. Get up. Do something. Do it in a chair. Get up. Go for a walk. Whatever your limitations are. Go to the gym. It'll make you feel better. Until next time, I'm DK.
Never, never, never look back. Keep going.